Hi! Let's make caramelized cabbage and miso butter noodles. I saw Julie and Amy posted this as part of their period diaries series. I don't have my period right now. Brag. But I am hungry. This is my own riff on it. I'm making some tweaks. Let's go. The first thing I need to do is make the crispy chickpea topping. So here we go. Here's a can of chickpeas that I drained, rinsed, and dried. And I'm going to season these with soy sauce. Oops. The recipe calls for a teaspoon. This is probably half a tablespoon, a couple teaspoons. Just a little bit of toasted sesame oil. The recipe calls for half a teaspoon. Garlic powder, at least a teaspoon. Nutritional yeast, the recipe calls for a tablespoon. Chili powder, I'm adding this in because I love chili powder. I like a little heat. And just a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. But I'm not tasting this right now, so just a little bit of salt and pepper. Now I'm going to mash it a little bit with a fork. Mix all these seasonings in. The recipe said to mash the chickpeas and then add the seasonings, but I added the seasonings first and then mashed the chickpeas so that the seasonings would get a little bit more incorporated into the mash. That's my theory. Perfect. I don't need it to be completely mashed. I just want some nice little crispy, crunchy bits in there. Now I'm just going to lightly spritz with a little bit of olive oil. Give that one more quick stir. Now I'm just going to dump these onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper and spread into an even layer. And now the recipe said to pop these in an air fryer at 400 degrees for 10-ish minutes until they're crispy. I don't do air fryer. I'm not an air fryer girly. That's not my path. I'm going to put them in my little KitchenAid convection oven at 400 degrees for 10-ish minutes or until they look crispy, until I feel satisfied. Now we can start working on the cabbage. Okay, so I already washed this bad boy and removed the outer leaves. Now I just need to remove the core and then thinly slice. And that's only half the head. Oh my God, the crispy chickpeas are done. Here they are, 16 minutes at 400 degrees. I tasted one. This is a crispy chickpea. It's crisped to my liking. Cabbage for days. It's gonna cook down though, so I am not worried. There you have it. Here's our head of cabbage, thinly sliced. We're almost ready to start cooking, but first I'm going to quickly chop up these green onions. We just need to chop off the little hairy roots and then we can go to town. The recipe called for a plain old white onion, and I'm opting to use green onions instead because that seemed more fun to me. I'm going to chop up all of them, but I'm gonna set aside some of the greenery for a garnish at the end. Not a ton, just a little pop of color. You know how it is. I washed these thoroughly as well because there's a diarrhea parasite going around. Not to spoil the mood, but. Okay, let's get down to business here, folks. In a large skillet, biggest one you got, over medium-low heat, throw 4 tablespoons of butter in there. And a drizzle of olive oil for good measure. I'm going to add the green onions. And let this cook for a few minutes until they soften up. This is looking good to me, and we want to be careful not to brown the butter. So I'm going to add garlic. This is 5 cloves of garlic, pressed. I just used my garlic press. And ginger, quickly. The recipe calls for a teaspoon of fresh grated ginger. I'm just gonna use this nub. Because it's young ginger, like it was really easy to break apart with my fingers, I don't need to peel it first. You could peel it first if you want to. I'm also just assuming that most of the peel is gonna get caught in my grater. I'm not that worried about it. Now, it's time to add the cabbage, the star of the show. I'm going to salt this a little bit, and rather than try to stir it and have a ton of it spill out, I'm just going to cover it with a lid and let it chill out a little bit. Let it simmer down, quite literally. Is that where that saying comes from? Actually, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little stressed about the cabbage. I wanna make sure she steams, and I feel like I already cooked off a lot of the butter, so I'm just going to add 1/4 a cup of water, and then I can rest a little easier. In the meantime, let's get the pasta cooking. This is torcietti. I don't know, probably butchering it. We need a pound of pasta, and we're going to cook it al dente, making sure to reserve about 1.5 cups of the pasta water. Let's get this going. I'm sweating. The cabbage has been steaming with the lid on for about 10 minutes. So now I'm going to take the lid off and let it continue to cook for, I don't know, another 10 minutes. That's what the recipe suggests. We'll see, until it softens up even more and begins to lightly caramelize. The pasta is done. What a thrill. I'm going to set that to the side for a minute. We've got our pasta water here. Everything's going great. The cabbage is looking really good too. I think maybe just a couple more minutes. This is 2 heaping tablespoons of white miso paste. I'm going to add 2/3 a cup of the reserved pasta water and whisk to combine. This is going to be the base of our sauce. The cabbage is looking great, so I'm going to add the cooked pasta. Give this a little stir. We are really testing the limits of my skillet here, and I love it. Ooh. I'm also going to drizzle the simple little white miso sauce over top. Give that a quick stir. I am definitely going to have leftovers for days. And we're gonna finish this off with a little bit more seasoning, a little more soy sauce, and some more nutritional yeast. Let's add some more of the pasta water to give this a little bit more of a sauce. Start with 1/2 cup. Maybe just a little bit more of the pasta water, 1/4 of a cup. But wow, are you guys seeing this? Let's add a little salt and pepper. Just a small amount of salt because we've already added a lot of salt to this in different ways. I think we're ready to plate this and eat it. Let's try a bite. This is comfort food. I get it. Delicious. This is great. Love it. Super simple, satisfying, leftovers for days. Thank you so much for watching. I need to stop filming because I need to turn my AC on. It's like 100 degrees in New York City today, and I'm currently dying. Subscribe. Leave me a comment. Bye. I also did not disclose that the pasta I used was a lemon pasta, which I've never tried before, but it's adding just a subtle hint of lemon, which I'm not mad at.